What's going on, y'all? It's that time again. GameTime Audible in the building. Your boy E-Buck E-Beezy, along with the one and only sports guru himself, Hugh Lee. What up, Hugh?
What's good, man? How's everything going with you?
We hanging in there, bruh. Lord knows we are. But in the meanwhile, we got lots of sports to talk about this evening. Looking forward to it. But of course, as always, we're going to give y'all time to set on up and get ready for the conversation. So grab your beverages, grab your little snacks and whatnot. Let's get it in. So we're going to take our quick commercial break. When we come back, what we starting off with, Hugh?
Man, we got to give homage, man. It's going to be short and brief, but we got to give love to the World Series champs.
That's where you're wrong at. We can't start with that. You know you can't avoid the big today.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? I'm flipping. We got to talk about Aaron and his tomfoolery.
You're talking. Okay, so when we get back, we talking about what everybody in sports been talking about. Aaron and his immunization.
From the house to the doghouse.
So let's kick it on that. When we get back, this is GameTime Audible. I'm ready to get it in. Hope y'all is too. Be right back, y'all.
Hello, hello, hello. It's another glorious day, my T-Sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your comfort together because it's time to dish the tea. And you're dishing darlings with Big Meat.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat.
Darling.
Who said that you can win? And who said it's too late to try again? Cause if you're breathing, and that's your cue, God fell through using you. I choose life, I choose life, I choose life, I choose life. Get back up again and dream, fight for your destiny. I choose life, I choose life. Cause life comes with so many changes. At times it feels like you're never gonna win. But hold your head, look to the sky. My God will never leave your side. Oh.
Man, that's a powerful song. I love that, man. That's very spiritual.
Absolutely. All right, good people. We are back. This is GameTime Audible. I am E-Beezy, still sharing the live with folks. Meanwhile, that is my brother Hugh. And we are talking about Aaron. I'm going to let him start it on off. What you got, bro?
Hey, man. Oh, man. I just want to know, E-Man, and I'm just being honest with you right now, man. Do you think he's going to get that same type of energy that my man Tyreek is getting? I just want to know, man, because I feel like they've been going pretty hard at Tyreek, man. Tyreek's a dummy, and he don't know what he's doing, and Yeah, at some point right now, he is kind of crippling the team, But at the same time, though, man, they're not really giving that same energy, not even quite as much as that energy to Aaron Rodgers, man. Or why do you feel that way?
I don't feel that way. I think you're wrong myself. I think they all over Aaron Rodgers. Understand, I spent most of my day today listening to the talking heads all across the country. Thanks to Sirius XM for allowing me to do that as I work. I mean, I listened to Colin Cowherd. I listened to Shannon and Skip. I listened to
they weren't gonna let him get away with it.
I listened to one of his favorite supporters, Stephen A. Smith. I listened to the Get Up. I listened to Sports Illustrated radio. I've listened to them all. I even listened to CNN talk about it a little bit. No, they are basically letting them have it, as they should. Because let's analyze this situation. In August, when they first asked dude, did you handle that? Did you get the vaccine?
I did.
Is what he said. Now, according to him, when you go to the follow-up interview since this and all jumped off, I was waiting for a follow-up, but it never came. So I let it be. Aaron Rodgers, you knew good and smurfing well you was not vaccinated. You know the protocols for people who are not fully vaccinated. You did not follow them. You are a liar and a fake. Plain simple. And you got away with it because you Aaron freaking Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks ever to do it. If this was basic player A, they'd be all over dude right now. The only reason why they're not all over your teammate right now is because your name runs bigger than Mr. Lazard, who also did not follow proper protocols and went to this party, which apparently is the only reason why you even got fined what you did get fined, a measly $16,000. Are you serious? Aaron Rodgers he probably walked around with that type of money. Like, here you go. And then the Packers get fined only $300,000. A team worth over $3.5 billion. Come on, man. The television contracts for each team in the National Football League is worth $500 million per year. Per team. That money to them. They laughed at that. Like, here you go.
That's him being privileged. That's all it is. It's just him being privileged, man. Because, like you said, who he is.
Bottom line is, this is not the same situation as Kyrie Irving, and I hate that his name is even in this now because Aaron the one who kind of put him in it. When he mentioned on the podcast, the Pat McAfee show, that he's not a flat earther. Because we know that is one of the main things that Kyrie is known for, his theory about flat earth. Kyrie ain't got nothing to do with this because in the end, Kyrie never lied.
He told the truth, yeah. He manned up and told the truth.
Straight up, I'm not vaccinated. I'm not comfortable with the situation. I want to spend more time, do more research, what have you. You straight up lied. And then when you got caught in your lie because you end up getting the virus, you then compounded the lie with more lies. And now the problem is you got to make up for it because one, you one of the faces of the league, and two, you is making the league look bad. And they don't like that. But for everything I'm saying right now, I think somebody put it a lot better than I did. Let me go on ahead and pull that out for y'all. You know, I like to play the audio sometimes.
And he didn't even apologize still neither.
Here you go, right here, y'all. I give it to you from my man himself.
Received a $14,000 fine for violating COVID protocols, but the QB is still looking to return to the field this weekend against the Seahawks. And during his weekly appearance on the Pat McAfee show, the reigning MVP apologized for making misleading remarks about his initial vaccine status, adding, quote, "To anybody who felt misled by those comments, I take full responsibility for those comments." Shannon, how much has this tarnished Rodgers' legacy?
None. Because Skip, because
you've been scathing on
but here's the thing, Skip. Everything, all he did was confirm what I already thought of him as a person. Now, he doesn't change football. I think he's tremendous. He's as great a thrower of the football, maybe if not the greatest thrower of the football. He has 3 regular season MVPs. He has a Super Bowl MVP on his resume. He has the greatest touchdown to interception ratio in NFL history. So as a player, he's everything that you thought. But also as a person, after hearing him talk, he confirmed what I thought about him. He's smug. He's arrogant.
That's what you thought about him. How about what the world thought of him?
I'm not so sure everybody didn't think that about Skip. You hear his press conference. I mean, you listen at him talk. You watch his mannerisms on the field. You get the indication that he's very self-righteous, that he's above everybody, that you made the mistake. I threw the ball in the dirt because you ran a step too far. That's how he thinks in his mind, that he's beyond reproach. He thinks that, Skip, and he's a guy that if you didn't play the game, you didn't coach the game, how dare you critique me? How dare you critique my performance?
Yep.
Who are you? You're beneath me.
Thank you.
He thinks that Skip, I think I do my job better than someone else do their job. I don't think because I have this job, I'm better than you. That's how he thinks. So for me, I look at Aaron Rodgers as the same. A tremendous, historically all-time greats player that's smug, arrogant, narcissistic, flippant, condescending. That's what I think of him. That doesn't change. So for me, Skip, if you're an Aaron Rodgers fan, I don't believe you would move one way. If you're not a fan of his, you're like, see, that's why I couldn't get behind you.
There's more.
Shannon Sharp, for the 6 years we've worked together, I have been steadfast in my belief and my position on Aaron Rodgers from the start that off the field impacts on the field. He's one of the poorest excuses for leadership I've ever seen. So it undercuts his ability to be a top flight quarterback. And I believe that the world mostly saw Aaron very differently than I did. And it took until he's almost 38 years of age for him to be exposed that I think the world at large finally saw what I've been seeing and saying about Aaron Rodgers for maybe 10 years on national television, that he is a smug, arrogant diva, a blame deflector, a finger pointer, the polar opposite of Tom Brady in leadership, that in the end, he cares only about Aaron to the detriment of his football team and his ability to command said football team.
Right.
All right. Now, does that sound like they sugarcoating it? I don't
No.
Kyrie like that. And that's
They
just what
didn't hit Kyrie that hard, man. Shannon Sharp up there.
you would have heard the herd this morning with Colin Cowherd. He went even harder than that on him. When you got your boy Stephen A. Smith going hard in the paint on you, the one who always had your back no matter what you do, no, you done messed up.
And what's crazy too is like Skip said, I've been listening to Skip before, and I used to be like, man, why is he always on Aaron Rodgers' head like that? It came to light, man. We didn't see what he saw and what Shannon saw until now. What's up, Coach?
Because they even went so far in the interview yesterday, because he does a weekly thing on Pat McAfee's show, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. You think this will affect you ever be an MVP again? It's like, yeah, probably so. Because we know how the media views certain people once you didn't cross them. Okay? Bottom line is you have harmed your legacy, okay? What up, Coach V? Coach V in the building.
He was good.
But yeah, he has caused severe detriment to everything that's going on in Green Bay and with him. Okay? Bottom line, you cannot deny. Keep in mind, a couple people, they pretty much said you should just go on and retire at the end of the season. And if he did that, he's still a first ballot Hall of Famer, despite all this. The problem is that I really had is if you go listen to the interview, and I'll try to look that up as we talk about other stuff, with Aaron Rodgers on the McAfee show, he says, I have to make this apology because some people view me as a role model, and I don't want them to think differently. Bottom line is what a lot of the talking heads are saying today is you didn't want the smoke. That's why you lied about it in the first place. But now the truth that came out, and you're trying to deflect from the smoke. Oh, the smoke coming to you, bro, especially when you're on the road. boy, they gonna get on your for line, okay? Understand, it's 40% of the country that feel like you do about the vaccine. That wasn't the issue. The issue is you lied about it. You took you wanted to say, okay, I want to have people make their own decisions, but you taking decisions away from certain people, okay? Understand, the week before, when you played, you were without 2 receivers. Why were they not playing you?
Because they had it, they Lazard and Devontae Adams had it, and it was weird because that lets you know something was wrong right there, and they did something outside of the NFL protocols, and all this stuff happened. And it was strange to me that all of a sudden it just started to taper off, and it just started to become like a snowball effect.
I done knocked over the thing. My bad, Bigo. But look, Pete, you done had 2 wide receivers out. Now you out. We done learned that you ain't been following the proper protocols because you've been going to the press conferences without your mask. Some people say you've been in the facility without your mask. And part of the protocols when you were supposed to wear your mask, if you are unvaccinated, not immunized, but unvaccinated, which you still are. And then you went to this party, and now you pop up with COVID. Understand, anybody you've been in contact with on the field now has to look at it from the standpoint of, okay, where'd I get it from? Kyler Murray suddenly pops up with COVID next week. Remember that little talk, that last game? It was all face-to-face and whatnot.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Taking other people's choices away from them by being selfish with yours. That's why I'm upset about it. I do not look at Aaron Rodgers the same. Do I respect him as a football player? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Because there's very few people walking the face of the earth with that skill set. Do I respect him as a person? Hell no. I can't even say Smurf on that one. Hell no. You done blew it, bro.
Just really bad decision making, man. And you grown, man. And like you said, you could do whatever you want to do as far as take it or not take it, but just be a man, be honest about it. Don't say, "Oh, I took it," then all of a sudden you get sick, and then everybody know. And when the truth come out, whatever you do in the dark comes to light.
Right. Understand, you're not the only quarterback that has not taken the vaccine. We know that Kirk Cousins has not taken the vaccine. They talked about how look at me. Every week we go through this. Colts quarterback, help me out here, you.
Carson Wentz.
Yes, he has not taken the vaccine. We know that Lamar Jackson has not taken the vaccine. You're not the only one. The difference is they are following the proper protocols. So they ain't out getting other people potentially sick with their decisions not to do so. So in the end, I felt like the NFL should have made an example out of you, whether you Aaron Rodgers or not. And now here you are. You know you're about to go back in the building Saturday. The Packers definitely not going to find you. And if they do, they're going to put it out there that they did, but not really take the money from you because they don't want to do anything to piss you off right now because you see what happens when you ain't in the building. And we'll talk about that when we get to the football part of the segment. Because, yeah, you may have just won MVP just based on not being there last week. But yeah, we couldn't not start the show with that because when I tell you every place I went that talked sports was talking about this, it was that.
I couldn't even get into work real good without looking at the TV and seeing them to him about his foolishness.
Right. This big is not even a complete sports story. There's other non-sports entities. Like I said, CNN was talking about it today. Black Information News Network was talking about it yesterday.
Because I think that was on Good Morning America when they was talking about it.
Remember, Aaron Rodgers, he's a football player, but he's also an entity. Everybody's seen the State Farm commercials and the discount double check, and they done seen him be a host on Jeopardy and all that. His high-profile relationship with Danica Patrick and all that good stuff. People know who Aaron Rodgers is. So, yeah, some people will look at him for guidance like, okay, if Aaron ain't going to do it, then I ain't going to do it. And then somebody brought up a very good point, and I'm gonna leave it at this. If you were immunized, as you said, and found an alternative method, selfish some of my bitch, why you ain't tell other people about it? Maybe they would have wanted to go that route because they follow you and they feel like you know what you're doing. You best believe if TB12 come out tomorrow talking about, look, I found this alternative method too. If you drink this and tea tree oil, don't you think people gonna try it because he Tom Brady?
Oh, absolutely.
That's my point. He's selfish, bro.
Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing else to it, but his selfishness, man, caused him to be exposed. And then, like you said, he's a great football player, but he's stuck as a person and as a human being, man. You can't really bash him unless you want to be bashed. And you gave them an underhand pitch and let them hit it out the park because that's who you are now. That's who we're gonna know you are as now, man. We don't know you as nothing else, man. Yeah, we're gonna know you as a great football player, but we're gonna know you being selfish as hell in the life.
Now, bottom line is, I promise you, the NFL is hoping that he comes back on Sunday and has a good game, and something else goes on in the NFL, so this will blow on over. But in the meanwhile, here we go. Yes, the sports queen in the room. What up, H2?
What's good?
What's going on? Bottom line, people, is the NFL gonna have a real problem if we get to the Super Bowl and one of the teams is the Packers, because all this gonna come all up all over again, and that's the last thing they want. Okay. Now that being said, let's talk about something else that the MLB didn't want, and fortunately for them, didn't happen. Houston Astros did not win the World Series. Let's talk about it.
Man, that World Series is actually really entertaining, man. And I don't think people give credit where credit is due because I just kind of looked into the stats and the statistics of the game. It was like 71% home runs, man. And we seen bombs in that World Series, man. It was some strong dudes, man. Swanson and Soler and dudes were hitting it at like a high rate, man. And some of the comeback wins from the Astros, think about. They could have got swept if they didn't come back in those games they came back in. But it was a really good World Series. It stayed entertaining. It was edgy, and like you said, man, it was like the team that I was glad didn't win lost. And I feel like, regardless of the fact, they would have definitely got scrutiny if they did win because the cheating allegations would have still been out there. But it was good, man, for Atlanta, man. They haven't won a World Series since 1995.
Indeed. Can I come on and chill with y'all and talk Michigan football? That Michigan-Indiana game. And I will be at the Michigan-Ohio State game as well. H2 is asking, question, do y'all think people are still buying games? What do you mean by that, H2? As in buying them to watch or buying them as to throw them? I'm not quite sure exactly what you're getting at with that. And in terms of buying games and tickets and all that, absolutely, that's still going on. You going StubHub and see that some of these games is big money. Already, if you look for tickets for that Michigan-Ohio State game, we talking thousands. Coach buying players to lose games. Well, they said that is the case in a couple places that came up. Oklahoma State basketball team, for example, they had some issues that have now led them to not be eligible for the tournament this year. That had some of the coaches that buying players and things of that nature. I think that becomes less of an issue now because of the fact that we got the rules in play where you can get paid for your likeness and your image, so that you ain't got to go through these old sideways ways to pay people money. You basically just give it to them straight up. Yeah, I'm paying you to advertise this, and this. I paid $400 for my ticket for the Michigan-Ohio State game, and you made out good. Because like I said, basic ticket A going for about a grip right now. And some of them a few. So, yeah, if you are a student there and you got that ticket and you tired of eating them ramen noodles, you might want to think about that for me. Wow, says H2. Okay, so the question of the day is, are we having a co-host today, sir? Coach B wants to
feel free. Come on in, man. Come on in, Coach B. We definitely love to have you.
Okay, well, here's the deal, Coach B. Since you're not big on baseball, let us get that talk out the way. and then we'll have you come on through and we'll talk the football. How about that? That sound good, Hugh?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so let's do that. Okay. Congrats to the Atlanta Braves. First time they won since 1995. I have been an Atlanta Braves fan since the 80s. Okay, the early 80s. I'm talking about the Horners. I'm talking about Clark. I'm talking about those Atlanta Braves. I'm talking right after Hank Aaron retired, the Atlanta Braves. They have always been one of my favorite teams. Even though I do love my Tigers, true enough, my National League team was definitely the Braves. So I am very happy that they won. Dig, there's no bad seats in Michigan Stadium. I love baseball. I hear that. No, there are no bad seats in Michigan Stadium. The Big House is a very good place to watch a football game. I would definitely agree with that. Yeah, here's the thing. Atlanta did it, and they probably weren't supposed to, Hugh. Now, were they one of the top teams that people were thinking about coming out the National League this year? Oh, yeah. No, actually, they were. Remember, they made the playoffs last year, but the problem was early on, they started having pitching issues. Yeah. And when Acuna Jr. got hurt, that pretty much.
That was it for him. I basically signed them off right there.
So remember, for all the good players that they still have, the best player on that team did not even play in the World Series. Acuna Jr., he was damn near on his way to a triple crown when he got hurt. He was playing that good. So for them to overcome that and some of their starting pitcher, well, remember, Morton got hurt damn first game of the series.
Yeah, he did.
Best pitcher in the second half, but yet they still found a way to pull it out. So yeah, I'm very happy. I'm happy for the people in Atlanta because when you go a long time without winning, trust me, we know you definitely feel extra special when you finally crossed over that. So yeah, what else, Hugh?
Man, a lot of the acquisitions they had helped them too, man, because when they were at the cusp of winning and doing well and all those people got hurt, man, they did some good moves when they grabbed some of the guys, before the trade deadline. And I think that definitely did help them, man. And acquiring Richard Rodriguez from the Pirates and, when they got, is his name Jorge Soler? Yeah, they got him, man, and that goddamn, I didn't even know he played on the Royals, man, at one point. But that dude was hitting bombs, man. It was like a lot of the acquisitions they got. That's what definitely helped them go over the top. Because if they would have kept that same team and did doing deadline moves, I definitely think that they would have been outside looking in.
I say that Jorge Soler owes Acuna Jr. some money. Because they wouldn't even want to acquire him if not for the fact that he got hurt and was out for the season.
Absolutely.
And I should be the happiest man in the building right now because you went from sucky KC to World Series champ and been World Series MVP and probably upped your asking price at least another $3-4 million.
And I couldn't forget about Adam Duvall, man, because that guy always been a monster when it came to hitting, man. He may strike out a lot. He'll get you a lot of hits too. You know who he remind me of? He remind me of a poor man out of Dunn. And I feel like those three moves right there helped them solidify themselves, man. Because like you said, I didn't think they were going to do as well. And we were just saying, Lord, we hope it don't be Houston and Atlanta Braves, World Series. But man, we were in store for something that I actually now don't regret because it was a really good World Series. They was hitting the ball out the park more than they was hitting single and doubles. Man. So, yeah, it was definitely worth the watch, and I definitely appreciate watching it. To see the Atlanta Braves win, because I know my dad was happy, man, because that, like you said, that was one of his favorite teams.
I already sent it to your messenger, Coach V. So hit your Facebook Messenger. You'll find the link there.
Watching the Atlanta Braves, I think I was a little younger than you watching them. I was watching them in the Bobby Cox days with my pops, because whenever the Tigers weren't doing good, he had turned to their glass. And Bobby Cox was nuts.
That's another reason why I ended up being a Braves fan because, back in the day when you had basic cable, it was only 3 teams you could watch, really. The Tigers locally. Of course, you could watch the Cubs because they used to come on WGN, which a lot of TVs got around here. And then, Ted Turner Network. You would get the Braves. So That's how I became a Braves fan. But even still, you know, back in the day, you know, I was big on baseball. So I get my baseball cards, and, you know, that's why I learned about Dale Murphy and all them other folks. So that's what made me a Braves fan. Plus, my favorite color was blue. Love the colors, so there it was. Well, H2, I see it this way. The future is now. We might as well go and invite you too. Let's all have at it.
You know, we got to get at you. You ain't getting away that easy. Now we had that box, so I can give you some of this backlash today.
All
you
right,
definitely gonna be on the show.
So you're gonna make her not come in. I already know what you want to talk about with H2. You ready for the smoke, H2? Come on with it. You've been invited as well. So as we wait for our invites to come on through, we are going to shift gears a little bit here. Again, congrats to the Atlanta Braves, the World Series champs. I definitely think they will be in the mix again next year when you consider their pitching will be better because their pitchers will be back, and Acuna Jr. should be healed from his injury and probably playing just as good. But one thing I do want to point out. No comment. Okay, so yeah, one interesting thing I did find in baseball as we got to go to the winter meetings there. There's one team that's stepping out and saying, look, we need to handle some business. That team would be the Anaheim Angels. They are saying point blank, we tired of this ish. It's time to get some pitching in this motherfucker.
Oh, absolutely.
We want to change big bucks. So all these pitchers that's out here right now, I'm really interested to see who they scoop up. Remember, you got Verlander coming back from injury. You got Price about to be a free agent. You got Scherzer about to be a free agent. They get two of them three, and they half of what they usually is. Yeah, they're gonna have something to say.
Because they hit bombs, man. They're good at hitting bombs. And then when you get my man's back in the mix too, Mr. MVP all the time, yeah, it's gonna be trouble, man. They just need to sure that up. But we've been saying that for a long time, Eli. They always have a good lineup, but the pitcher be solid, man. And that's been one of their biggest issues.
Right.
When they get a boy back, yeah, it's gonna be dangerous, man. I would definitely like to see that, but we'll put them so long.
Hold on.
That's something they did.
I got to send a shout out to the Beagle people for getting me up off of zero. Thank you so much. Day. Good looking eye. But okay, the whole thing is that's been the problem with the Anaheim Angels for at least the last 5 years. One, they keep getting my man's hurt. Arguably the best player in baseball, but the injury is starting to mount up on him. And more importantly, the pitch is always the pitch. If they could just get 2 decent starting pitchers and a couple of bullpen pieces, they win the West. I have no doubt about that. All right, let me get
on timing a little bit, man.
Hey, look, I had Houston to win. I picked Houston to beat Atlanta. Hold on. The reason why I had Houston to win because Justin Verlander. But since he was out, that killed everything right there. And I hear Justin Verlander finna come back to Detroit to end his career.
That is the rumor. All Detroit sports teams suck. Let me see who this is saying all that. Yeah, go ahead, fellas.
Yeah, that's facts though. They need to get it together.
Let me see.
But yeah, I definitely enjoyed the series, man. There was a lot of home runs, man, and I didn't think it was gonna be that good at first, man. But it ended up being one of the most exciting ones I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. I thought when Houston won that, when they tied it up and was coming back home, I just knew Houston was gonna take it. When I woke up to go to work and I saw 7-0, I was like, wow. Them boys from Atlanta bats was there.
Oh yeah.
They was hungry. They wanted it more.
No, I appreciate the Braves for allowing me to have that steak dinner the next day because they definitely looked out.
Them boys are solid, man.
Atlanta in the house. How about them Braves? Speaking of that, my big bro Stan Mason in the building. That is who was making those comments about my Detroit sports teams.
Yeah, I felt bad too for my man's Dusty Baker, man, because he's such a good coach too, man. And you knew somebody had to lose, but I was like, damn, man, it just kind of sucked to see Dusty Baker on the losing end, man. He's been such a great coach for so many years, and don't get the credit. I feel like he
Yeah. That's another reason why I like the Houston of Dusty Baker, man.
Absolutely.
He's been there so much. You know what I'm saying? Every time he coaches, he manages a team, he take them to the next level. You know what I'm saying? I think he won one World Series, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not mistaken.
He has been to
he won something. Did he win?
But I don't.
Did he win with Washington?
No, that was not him.
So. I think he came right after.
He came after that.
He came right after. Okay.
Yeah, Dusty has been to the World Series, but he has not won any.
Yeah, that's the only reason, man. I love Dusty Baker, man, because every time he always proved that he'll take a team from nothing and make them something. You know what I'm saying?
Dusty Baker is
to that next level.
He is a good baseball man. Basically,
yes, he
come into your organization because he knows what he's doing. He has a plan, and the people that are in the organization that he brings in will be about the business of baseball.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So saying Detroit needs to let their athletes hit the weed on the locker room to calm the nerves.
Knock it off. Knock it off.
Don't do me like that, bro. Come on, man. Hold on. I mean, I know you're talking jump because if I remember right, Stan, you're an Eagles fan, right? Are you a fan of the Eagles, sir? Yeah, they beat us, but they ain't beating too much of nobody else. I don't see
definitely being a Falcons fan.
If I remember, I said I think I told you that Detroit gonna be a 9 or something team because the things they've been doing. But as I see, they still on the rebuild. They still on the rebuild. I think Jared Goff is not the quarterback for them.
I think
Jared Goff is not the quarterback for them.
You think, Coach? You think?
He's not the quarterback for them.
Dude is trash.
Yeah, I see that. And what now? Y'all might snap at me about this, but I think Cam Newton would be a better fit in Detroit.
Have you not been watching the show, Coach? Did I not say that like 3-4 weeks ago, you?
I wouldn't even definitely agree with that. Yeah, because I definitely think that he'll buy in and he'll play great. He's a good leader.
Because the bottom line is you don't have to be withholding to Cam. You sign him for the season. You see what you can get out of him. If he plays well, you sign him for a couple more years at a decent rate, and you rebuild the rest of the team. Meanwhile, you draft his predecessor that's going to follow him once his contract is over. That's how you rebuild this monkey. Hold on. Detroit is about as fluid as a Flint water line. Oh. I'm not liking you right now, man. You gonna stop clowning my city and my state, bro. Get up off Michigan, man. Detroit, baby.
All day.
Yeah, that Flint situation is still upsetting to me. And Ben Harbor, too, for that matter. E-Buck, the Jan just gave Tally. He answered to rebuild Cam Newton. Exactly.
I think Cam Newton would be a better fit for Detroit for 1 year.
I definitely think that at this point you have him come in, finish out the season, and you go from there. I think he'd be willing to do that and understand if Cam wins games here in Detroit, that brother will be embraced. You already know. They like his swag. He is into fashion. Detroit has some nice fashion stuff going on here. You can see him now with the buffs on. Talking about, Detroit, I want to be here. He would fit right in.
Yeah. But But is the GM and the manager and all them thinking on that level? No. They thinking about
for the last time. If you have not seen the documentary that one Colin Kaepernick was part of, please understand, after seeing that man is not trying to come back to the NFL. Stop throwing his every time something go down now. He is done with NFL. They will never bring him back after that. Watch the documentary. You'll see what I mean. He is never.
Hey, you know what? I liked that documentary. I liked it. I kind of liked it.
I loved it.
I liked that documentary.
He made many good.
But I want to go back to something that y'all had said about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers had tarnished his legacy.
Absolutely.
But on the field, you can't knock him.
None at all.
You can't knock him. He's one of the best. He's one of the best.
He is one of the best.
I think he a top 4 quarterback in the NFL. But his arrogance, the way he carried himself and all that, man, I don't like him. But his play on the field, that's what's going to take Deontay Adams away from Green Bay. Because you know Odell Beckham, he want to come to the Packers.
I'm so not trying to see that. I really ain't.
I'd rather see him. I'd rather see Odell Beckham in Kansas City or in New Orleans.
I agree. And those are the two more likelier places he would go. A couple of other heads threw some other names in the mix. One of them said that I definitely would send him to LA to play with Stafford. I'm not trying to see that. That's a train.
They have too many weapons down there in LA. They got too many weapons. They don't need them.
The thought process that person had was you want to set up a situation like Tampa Bay did last year. Remember, when they picked up Antonio Brown, they didn't necessarily need him either. They had plenty of Antonio.
But he fit in. Antonio Brown fitted in with Tampa Bay.
No, more importantly, Coach, he fitted in with Tom Brady because that was his voice.
He kept his mouth shut.
Yeah, but he fitted in. He fitted in with Tampa Bay. You know what I'm saying?
Remember, Tom Brady.
You don't see the same Antonio Brown.
Yeah, Antonio Brown lived at his house. That's how tight they was.
Yeah, but you don't see the same Antonio Brown as you seen him when he was in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? When he was in Pittsburgh, he was a clown. He thought he was the man. That give me the ball, don't care about nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
The whole Juju Smith-Schuster situation went out of hand and everything turned into a debacle.
Yeah.
But he's top 4 who is down at this point in his life where his legacy is more in his vision than next week. True. Aaron jacked up his rep too late in his career to totally repair. And then it was a pandemic. History will not be kind. That being said, he still will get his yellow jacket. So
he's gonna get that
if he cares. Remember, that man had made over $200 million playing football. Not to mention the State Farm commercials and all that. As Skip said, that dude is arrogant and about self. So based on that, if he goes ahead and wins the Super Bowl, I could definitely see him calling it a career. I'm out. Give me my other ring. I'll see y'all in 5 years to get my jacket.
But I think after this year, Aaron Rodgers is not going to be in Green Bay. He's not going to be in Green Bay. After this year, he's not going to be in Green Bay.
I don't think it matters how much they kiss his butt at this point. He had no plans on staying there anyway. And the sad part is what they have to work with after him.
It's trash shit.
Time out.
I think you got to get. I think you got to get Jared Love time.
Time out. Please acknowledge my brother. What up, bro?
What's up, peeps?
What's happening?
What's up? What's up?
What you got on this? What you say, bro?
But you know, my thing is, Aaron Rodgers is not the first, and he won't ever be. He will not be the last arrogant motherfucker who's ever played football before.
Amen.
Trust me when I tell you.
Amen.
I mean, his saving grace is who he is for the time being. But that Kansas City quarterback, ooh, that's a whole nother ball game.
You talk about Mr. Mahomes?
Yeah, my I'll keep that to myself.
He
Hey, look, H2, stop it. H2, stop it. You a Cowboy fan?
He could
Oh,
be
most
in
definitely not.
10 years. Who will remember him outside of Green Bay? He
Win,
ain't
lose, and draw.
around in sport. No, he is not. But I will give him Karl Malone status at least. He is definitely one of the better quarterbacks ever to play the game, Stan. You got to give him that.
You talking about Patrick Mahomes?
No, we're talking about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he is. But right now, Lamar Jackson is the man out there right now.
Okay, now
and Kyle Murray.
Time out. Hugh, take back control of your show, man.
All right, man. Let's get into the college. We're gonna get into the college week 10 recap, man. There was a few upsets that I would like to talk about. We're gonna take that for last, man. I got a lot of money for that one because I definitely said that was gonna happen, and people thought I was crazy. But when it did happen, it was like I was getting a lot of praise. But the whole thing with Wake Forest, man, does that surprise you, or did it just basically come off as that was a team who was going to fall short anyway of going to any type of championship or playoffs contentions?
Now, what team we talking about right now?
We talking about the upset with Wake Forest.
Wake Forest.
Oh yeah.
That ain't even worth discussing right now. Wake Forest is not gonna make it to nobody's playoff. It was only a matter of time before they ended up losing. We wasted our time even talking about Wake Forest. What else you got?
But they beat.
them. Talking about Baylor.
Now you talk. Baylor. I saw that game. That Baylor
those guys.
I saw that game. That was
better than what they did.
The season. Baylor TCU. That was a very good game. They played hard against each other. I like that game a lot. It basically, when you think of college football and one of those matchups where you got rivals and all the other things that go with that, the home crowd, the whole thing, it was a very good college football game. Yeah, one of those teams would have won. I've been all right with it because they both played their hearts out.
I was just more surprised because TCU was unranked and to beat them.
So, what y'all think about Cincinnati?
Like now they'll probably be barely in the outside looking in, like in that top 25.
Okay, you see that? That's for you, V. Coach know what he's talking about. I like his style.
Yeah, he know. I'll give him credit for that. He do know his football. I'll give him all kinds of props for his football knowledge.
Well, every now and then I do have to question some of his decision making.
Get out of here.
We'll get to that about the pros. It's a couple teams in particular I need to talk to you about, sir. But yeah,
let's go.
But back to the college. I say,
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Now, in your opinion, which college team has did the best turnaround from last year?
I say Cincinnati.
I say you're wrong.
I say Cincinnati.
I say you're wrong because Cincinnati was good last year.
Cincinnati, when they finished, Cincinnati was ranked in the top 15 last year.
Right.
Right now, they rank number 2. Right now, they rank number 2
in the coaches poll. And the playoff poll, the one that matters at the moment, they still got them as 5. I think that's BS myself. But yet, that's where we stand with it.
But no. The reason why, because they strength the schedule. They only beat one team in the top 5. They only beat one, and I think that was Notre Dame.
Beat Notre Dame, correct. The thing
Notre Dame.
No, the strength of schedule hurts them because their division is trash.
The strength of schedule hurt them.
I understand. There's a reason why UConn, particularly my Lady Huskies, they left the American Conference because the Tulsas and the Houstons of the world, there was not no competition for them. They were terrible. That's why they went back to the Big East. Cincinnati eventually going to end up somewhere else too because that competition ain't no competition to them.
But I'm gonna tell you this. the Big Ten, the Pac-12, and the ACC, they finna join forces together. Now imagine that. They're already talking about that. The Pac-12, Big Ten, and the ACC.
Talking about the mega conference. Yeah.
Really
They finna make a mega conference.
Mm-hmm.
Because the SEC and the Big 12 already conjoining together.
But no, the
You
answer.
see Texas A&M, they done already left and went over to the SEC.
But I was surprised that Texas and Oklahoma wasn't part of SEC in the first place.
Yeah,
really
they over there now. Yeah, yeah.
No, the
It's
answer.
about
So now,
H2.
so now,
Hold on. Go ahead, Coach.
so now I think like some of the other teams that's come from the weak conferences gonna end up in the Big 12. You know what I'm saying? To make they strength tight. But right now, I say if they do this, the Big 10, the Pac-12, and the ACC, that's gonna be a mega conference right there.
I personally think the Big 12 gonna get disbanded, and all those teams gonna end up in one of these other conferences. So you're gonna have a couple go to the Big 10, a couple more go to SEC, you're gonna have a couple go to the ACC, and you're gonna have the rest probably go to the Pac-12. I don't think there's no more Big 12 conference myself.
But I still say this here though. Notre Dame should be in the Big 10.
We've been saying
Hands
that for
down.
years. We've been saying that for years.
They should be in the Big 10.
Bottom line is,
all they do
I'm
is
not
Big
mad
10
at Notre Dame. I'm not mad at Notre Dame because they're the only team in the country that can do it the way they do it. We Notre Dame.
That's because they got that TV contract. They got that TV contract.
They had an exclusive TV contract that is
right. Exactly.
The same thing Texas tried to do years ago, but did not have the juice to pull it off.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I've been in Waco 25 years, and I'm not a Baylor fan. The strongest team that don't have the rich folk money, but gives players a chance is TCU. Agreed. I agree.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
yeah, but that is true. But at the end of the day, you still can knock Baylor for doing their thing.
Speaking of TCU, they're in the market for a new coach. You know who they interviewed last week?
Who they interviewed me?
Well, that's a whole nother story, Coach. I ain't mad at that either. But, no, one Deion Primetime Sanders.
Oh boy.
Reportedly took a interview with TCU to be their coach next year.
I don't think he's gonna leave Jackson State.
That's where you're wrong.
I don't think he'll leave.
I think he was always intended to leave Jackson State because in the end, prime time is that he wants to coach the big time school. That's why you brought in on his coaching staff to begin with. Those pro coaches to coach at Jackson State for the next 10, 20 years. Oh no.
No, he's not. But I think right now, Deion Sanders will stay there for a couple of more years because he's putting Jackson State on the map.
Absolutely.
He's getting recruits there. And they playing.
But that's a good thing. But the thing you also got to keep in mind is if he stays there, is Jackson State going to be able to afford to keep him there?
No.
Really?
No.
And that's gonna be the contributing factor, unfortunately.
Because in the end, they're gonna call him, bro. You see what he's doing with that squad. They about to make it to a bowl game, okay?
Yeah.
Let him get a couple good recruits in there. You don't think some of these other big schools gonna be calling? Let Harbaugh not make out so good this next year or two. That's gonna be one of the first people they call.
Michigan. And to bring that up, I'm gonna tell you, to bring that up about Harbaugh, he got to win this game Saturday against Penn State. I was at the Indiana game. And
I see
Anthony, Henny, Chrome, you know, they lost some. They got hurt in that game. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they're gonna be able to play this Saturday against Penn State, but they have to win this game. And with that Michigan State, that was a fluke there. That was a fluke there. You know, if y'all seen the news, they came out and said, yeah, the ref made some bad calls, which they did. But still, at the end of the game, you still got to play ball. I still want to put J.J. McCarthy in after he done fumbled one time and then come back and fumble again.
Just a poor decision on his part. It seems like Coach Harbaugh always makes bad decisions when it's necessary for him to make the right decisions. He just always find a way to mess up. That just seems like that's what he's about now. That's his whole persona in Michigan. He don't make the right decisions and he can't win the big games. And it's not looking too good for him. You know, people were like, they're still 7-1. I say they're 7-1, but they haven't won a big game yet. And until they do with him, he's going to always be on a hot seat. Moving on to the topic 2, we got to save the best for last as far as the college. I predicted this, and I was saying you could get highs and you could get lows in this game today. And I said that Michigan State feeling well right now. They feeling really good. But they better keep their A game on because the team they're facing, you can't look past them because this team is dangerous. Their record might not show it, but they didn't beat. They already knocked off the 2-ranked team. And that's Michigan State Purdue game. What was you guys saw that game?
Here's what. Let me give you some insider information, and actually, Coach could probably vouch for this as well. Having played at Michigan, you have been to Purdue Stadium, correct?
Yeah. Yes, I have.
The Big Ten has some of the better home field advantages of any teams in the country, based on how the stadium is set up and how the fandom is in those particular places. When you go to Purdue, they have nothing else at that school. Okay, it's a football, basketball school. Okay, that's all they talk about. When you go to the bookstore, most of the gear is that. When you go around the town, they sell gear in the town. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go to the little gas stations and stuff, they sell the little Purdue gear. They shut the town down when the Purdue game is on. Okay, it's one of those type of places. Like if you go down to Texas where they be like, okay, it's game day, everybody shut your store down, all that, we all go to the game. That's how it is in that part of Purdue. So it is a very hard place to play. Understand that. Understand
it is.
When it comes to their home stadium, Purdue is very confident. Remember what they did to Ohio State last year. Remember what they did to Iowa.
Right. But let me tell you, Purdue is one of those teams. When they play a ranked team and they play them at home, they record stands that they beats them. They beats them. And it showed that when they played Michigan State. It showed that. They took Michigan State completely out their game. They shut that boy Walker III down. They shut him down.
Yeah, absolutely.
They shut him down. And they put pressure on him.
He still got over 100 though.
Yeah, but still, they shut him down.
No, the problem.
He didn't get as much as he got against Michigan. He didn't get as much yards he got against Michigan.
The reason why Michigan should have won that game the week before, and the reason why Purdue won that game last week is because the secondary of Michigan State is terrible. They got penalties.
Torch, man. You know, Connell had one of the best games in his career, man. That was the most yards I haven't seen in a while in college, man. That guy had for 536 yards in the air with 3 touchdowns, man. And it seemed like they just could not stop those guys, man, regardless of the fact. And that's what it was, man. They did some great runs, and they got some runs when they needed it. But relied on his arm, and the strength of his arm, and he actually came through every time, too. And it was just surprising to see that. And I still feel like, I got to give credit where credit due with Purdue. But it seemed like Michigan State was on high after beating Michigan, and then they was underestimating Purdue, and they got just fine.
I'm gonna say this: Nebraska Nebraska exposed Ohio State.
In what
Even
way?
though Ohio State won, Nebraska exposed them.
In what way?
They exposed.
In what way? Expound on it, my brother. Tell us how they did it.
They exposed them on defense. Because the score was what 2017 or something like that. That was the final, something like that.
I think they won by
They shut Ohio State down.
See,
if you look at it, they shut Ohio State down.
Well, part of the problem was they had some receiver issues. And then you got to remember, Ohio State has that freshman quarterback. And finally, somebody figured out that dude a freshman. Let's show him some stuff that he ain't seen and see how he deal with it. That's what Nebraska did. They confused him on offense.
That's what you're supposed to do on defense. By me being a defensive guy, you're supposed to keep the offense, if you got to run a quarterback, you're supposed to keep an eye on that quarterback. And that's what they did. Every time Shruz moved, that middle or that outside linebacker was right there on it. Every time.
Okay, but hold on. Right now, we're talking about the playoff picture, right? We already know Georgia is here.
Yeah.
From everything we've seen with Georgia, they here. They number one. They should be number one. Right now, in the playoff rankings, Alabama is 2. Now, why have we not had a discussion about Alabama yet, Hugh?
We definitely should have the discussion because I still feel like, regardless of the fact if it's SEC or not, and we know that people play each other harder in their own conferences, but I just don't feel like this team right here has what it takes, man. And like I told you, I felt earlier that the guys are still not battle tested to be. I don't believe.
I agree with you on that.
I disagree with both of you.
I agree with you on
this
that.
Coming from a fan.
I disagree with you both. Again, coach is saying it for one reason, you saying it for something different. Basically, you saying it from the standpoint of you being a defensive coach and you see what they're doing defensively. Bottom line is, usually when all is said and done, Alabama got about 8 or 9 players that's about to go in the first 3 rounds in the NFL draft. This team is not that. That being said, they are still the second best team in college right now based on what I've seen. Remember, part of the thing is you got to have depth to win in the playoffs. Because if you got one of those 2 men that get hurt, for example, if Cincinnati's quarterback get hurt right now, Cincinnati's done. They're done. Same with Oregon. If Oregon's quarterback get hurt right now, they're done. The difference between Georgia and Alabama and everybody else, they got depth. Georgia got at least 2 quarterbacks that's probably going to go to the league. You already know they got 5 stars all throughout the building at Alabama. They probably got a better set of 11 to put on the field that they ain't even did. Remember, we done with Coach Saban. Coach Saban will mess around in Championship Sunday and be like, you know what? All y'all sit down. All y'all go in. I'm putting in this whole new concept. Go at it.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this.
What it is Hugh. Hold on. Let me say this and you go ahead. I think what it is, Hugh, you're so used to Alabama being so overwhelmingly dominant in the years where they have been, that now that you're dealing with a slightly better than average Alabama, you see it differently. They still better than 95% of the teams in the NCAA with their secondary squad.
I don't think they're better than Michigan.
I think a lot of it, I think they're with Michigan. But a lot of it is, I just still feel like they're in a situation where they're going to have the growing pains because there's so many new people on their squad and those mistakes are showing.
And that's what it is. Remember, I call it the factory for a reason. It's because they churn these people out. Remember, we had the whole scenario that went on with COVID. So we got the whole portal that was open so that basically if you're not playing, if you 3rd, 4th string out of Alabama, you go somewhere else and you the man there. So a lot of people left Alabama for that reason. And then, of course, there's the 10 or 12 people that got drafted out of Alabama. So you don't have as strong a team in terms of the personnel, but you still got some of the best throughout the country on that squad. That's why I say they are very much in the mix.
And I respect Coach B's opinion, but the reason why I think Michigan will have problems with Alabama is because of Coach Harbaugh, man. I just don't feel like he make the decisions that need to be made at the right time, man. It seems like he will always be in a situation where he would mess up a game, and that's just been his persona for the longest in Michigan, man. I just feel like when they need to make a great play or if they need to basically adapt to do something, I just don't feel like he'll be the one who makes adjustments, man. That's not in his persona right now. And that's been an issue with Michigan right now because I was so disappointed with that Michigan State game because they were up 30-14 just to kick a field goal. And that just really made me say, yeah, I just feel like Coach Harbaugh needs to do better and he needs to make wiser decisions for this team to succeed.
My thing is, hey Hugh, my thing is with that one, they was in the red zone, what, three or four times in that game, and they had to settle for a field goal. I think the bad calling came from Gaddis. It came from Gaddis, not to knock him or nothing like that, but he made some bad calls in that game. When you got what's his name? Hackins running the way he did, you took the ball away from him. Okay. Also, when Crone dropped that ball, he had an open field right there when he dropped that ball.
Oh man, it was nothing but green.
Yeah, and you look at some of the penalties that was called, that took a lot of that game away. But again, when you in the red zone, you got to come up with some plays to execute the score, and that's something that they didn't do. They set up for a field goal. You know,
definitely game of that magnitude. You need to be more aggressive.
Okay, Derek, are you good? You don't have no dog in this fight. What do you think about all of this?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you like this, and one thing I've come to realize in sports, and a lot of people never bring it to mind. A lot of this, excuse my language, a lot of this shit is mentally. Whatever team is the most mentally prepared, 9 times out of 10 is the team that wins.
Yes.
And more times that happens when you are in a place where you are comfortable and you're comfortable with what's going on. Part of
So those teams who've been to the big dance a couple of times, their mental mindset is going to be totally different than somebody who's going to the big game for the first time, like in their college history.
Right. So, like I said, imagine right now you see what it's set up as. If we were doing the playoffs today, we would have Georgia, Alabama,
Oklahoma,
State, and Oregon. Those are the 4 that they got right now on top.
You didn't say Oklahoma?
No, Oklahoma is in the top 10, but they're not in that top 4. Remember, it's only them 4 teams that's going to the playoff right now. So if the playoff was today, it would be Georgia, Alabama, Oregon, Ohio State. Them are the 4 teams right now.
Okay, let me ask a question. I gotta ask a question. Y'all know I'm old as hell. So now, I don't even know if they still have them. So now, since they actually went into playoff games, do the bowl games mean anything any damn more?
Yes and no.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yes and no.
Hell yeah.
I mean, because back in the day, when every holiday came, there was a goddamn Alamo bowl, the Payless Shoe Store bowl, the Kiss My Ass. I'm like, what the? The Taco Bell bowl. I'm like, okay, the Fiesta Bowl. I'm like, okay, the Rose Bowl. I'm like, well, what the hell?
Now, understand, these games will mean more this year than the last few years for 2 important reasons. One, all the players getting paid now, okay? And because they can get paid and they likenesses and images, people can basically use them to sell their goods and services, okay? So that goes to say the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl. You can have all of them come on through and be like, hey, I eat Little Caesars Pizza. Thanks for doing that. Here's $500, sir.
Yeah, put on your toga, have your little spear, and be the
You could
Caesar
go to
Pizza
the
Man
orange
for
bar
$10,000.
and be like, I drink Trump a can of orange juice. Here's an extra $1,000 for you, sir. That's why these games become more important now. When they went to the playoff system, and in the end, only the teams that were in the playoffs and only those bowls that were the playoffs for that year, because they rotated them between the Orange Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, what other bowls?
Fiesta Bowl.
The Citrus.
So back in the day, the Rose Bowl was the bowl game to be at.
That's the granddaddy of all.
Okay.
Yep.
See, I know I'm not that special. I know some sports. Don't play with me. I'm a thug, yo. What's up?
Okay, Hugh. We turn it back over to you now. What we got next?
Yeah, I'm going to go to, it's going to be brief, but I know all of us want to probably get on it. The NBA season, man. And one of the top teams, surprisingly for me, was the Philadelphia 76ers. And I feel like that team's playing better and they're more sound right now. And I think that it should stay that way. But I want to talk about one of the main issues right now. It ain't even an issue. It's something that scares me. Right now, the start that the Golden State Warriors have, man, and scoring 50 points the other day. And his right-hand man right now, his Robin is Jordan Poole, man, and he's been playing lights out lately, man. I just got something even when my eyes up before we got on the air. I found out Klay Thompson might be back a little ahead of schedule. He might be back before Christmas.
I think it'd be interest to come back before Christmas. You might mess around and not have no spot no more.
Hey, but you know what, Hugh? You made a good point.
Manifest Jordan Poole. Do you think they're going to keep on playing and kind of keep his rhythm going, or they just going to throw Klay Thompson in the mix?
Yeah. And you made a good point, and I haven't been keeping up on NBA football like that, but NBA basketball. But the Golden State Warriors have been making noise. They ain't been out there, people ain't been talking about it like that, but they've been shutting people down. They've been shutting them down, man.
Defensively,
and it's like they coming into their game.
Because I didn't think they were going to be that sound.
I done watched a couple of those games so far. The scary thing about Golden State Warriors is they're not even at full strength yet.
No, they're not.
You don't have Klay Thompson playing right now. You don't have their number one pick from last year, the big fella they got from Memphis. He's not playing right now. Them are two very key components to what they got going. They got another person that's in the G League that played a good part of last year that they'll probably end up bringing back up at some point, another big man. And then they got Iguodala back, and Iguodala playing like he never left.
Yeah.
The stronger
you got Iguodala back?
This is one of the stronger benches that they've had, period.
You know who else been balling?
Huh?
You know who else been balling too, man? Low key, Gary Payton the third.
Gary Payton the third. Let's talk about that for a minute. That brother basically was a G League superstar, got bounced around from a few teams in the early preseason. They all cut him because he has a relationship with his father, who has a relationship with the Golden State Warriors. They get him.
Did you say he was bounced around?
Yes, bounced around. In other words, he went from team to team. I think even the Pistons had him on the roster for a quick minute.
Okay.
But bottom line is Golden State saw something in him that the rest of them did not. They took him to the side, put him on the roster, and that brother is showing out.
Man, he playing hell of ball right now.
Daddy, but he can score like Klay in him.
And he could jump out of a building, man.
What's his name?
You see when he got Kelly Oubre under the rim, I thought that your boy set that up on purpose too. I really looked up and I said Draymond wanted that. Because he smiled and he kind of gave him a look and he threw the ball to him so fast and I said, oh man.
All I know.
All right, I got a damn question.
He shut CJ McCullough down. Shut him down.
I have a question.
You know that's in the
Y'all don't cut
DNA
my
though.
head off.
Yeah, I'm listening. What up?
Do
King?
y'all think that if they now listen, let me finish. Do y'all think that if they cut down the NBA season, then they wouldn't have to worry about as many injuries?
I think that's eventually gonna happen myself.
Yeah, because that's too many damn games.
Between
That's a whole lot of goddamn games.
Because remember, last year we did not have a full season. We only had 70 games, and you see what happened at the end of the season. You see what happened early on in the playoffs, where a lot of people got hurt. You already know if they had a healthy squad in LA last year, they wouldn't have got bounced out in the first round. Not with that squad.
Oh hell no!
Injuries played a significant part in the teams who made it.
Yeah, I disagree with that. I disagree. I'm not a Laker fan. To me, I think they bringing players in to build a super team, and they got exposed.
Now,
yes, the injuries came, but they got exposed
last year.
They got exposed. They got exposed.
How so?
I'm just saying they just got exposed, man. You know, I mean, despite the injuries they had, in the first round, Anthony Davis did play. LeBron played.
Not healthy. Neither one of them was healthy going into that.
But they played though.
But they was injured though.
But they played.
Okay.
They was injured, bro.
Okay, hold up. Let's hold up. Let's go back in time.
Yeah, let's do that.
Players back in the 80s and 90s when they was hurt. You know what I'm saying? They played.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, they ain't built like that now.
Come on now. You know this is a different thing,
man. Come on now. Come on. That's an excuse.
Let me say this. Let me say this. Being an athlete myself, I'm gonna tell you like this: it's impossible to play at 100% if you're not 100%, and I don't give a shit how good you are.
Hold on. I'm gonna bring one person up, and I'm gonna go back to I think it was 90 when the Pistons played LA. And Isaiah got hurt. Hold on. When Isaiah got hurt with that ankle, what did he do? He came back and bust their butts out with a sore ankle.
On one leg. Yes, we know about the 25-point third quarter game in 8.
Man.
Understand they still lost that year, by the way. But
regardless of that, he came and played.
This is a different league, sir. Please understand that.
You get a little bigger.
These children have a boo-boo on their finger and they out for 4 games. Understand? Yeah. But that being said, we talking old school. LeBron is not that. LeBron has been noted for being one of the persons that take care of their body better than anybody in the league. If that brother is telling you he hurt, damn it, he hurt. Now, Anthony Davis, that's another story. We already know he porcelain China, okay? He always hurt. I don't know if he ever is 100%.
Well, all right.
One of the best players in the league is on your squad and he is not able to do what he do. Yeah, you're gonna have problems. Ask the Brooklyn Nets about that. They was not 100%. That's why they only went so far. KD could only do so much.
Well, all right.
At that time, Milwaukee was the better team. Milwaukee was the better team, hands down. Milwaukee was the better team.
Oh, but you talk about Milwaukee and Phoenix?
Yeah, they was the better team.
So basically, you think if they had a full healthy squad over there in Brooklyn during that playoff series playing them, they would have won anyway.
Hell, I think if it was a healthy Chris Paul, then it probably would have been different.
They still won 7. They still won 7. They still won 7 games in that series.
Games CP3 missed like 2-3. That was like critical games he didn't play.
Let me tell you something. H2 made a comment earlier. Whoever's mentally more prepared gonna win. Milwaukee was better mentally prepared to win, regardless of injury. They had injuries on Milwaukee.
You just got to give credit to what credit is due. Giannis wanted it, and Giannis went after it, man. And he played like it.
No
he played like MVP.
Ain't no
he played
doubt.
like MVP, and that's how they won.
Bottom line,
give credit.
That's how they won that last game. That was all Giannis. We talk about hit the side of a berm if his butt was attached to it. And all of a sudden, he hit his free throws. He dominating the post, the paint. He running offensive defense. And remember, he too was hurt. So perhaps
a lot of injuries right now.
Games. They might have swept them. The point we was making is that if the season is this long and all these injuries are going on and everybody got to have these rest days and what do they call it?
A pamper day.
Rest days.
The rest days.
Yeah.
They get pampered because they go to massage and they get in the whirlpool and they get this and they get that. They get cucumbers on their eyes and some more shit.
Because how many times did we get that out of Killer Kawhi these last weeks?
Whatever.
I need rest management for this week.
I'm thinking about becoming a professor masseur for the NBA.
Oh no!
All right, now that's enough of that. We about to go into the next topic, y'all. We about to talk about the NFL, man. Recapping what the hell happened last week. E, I hope you ain't dead. I hope you ain't dead, Coach V, because a lot of money was basically just flushed in the toilet, man.
I made some good money last week. I ain't gonna lie.
Do y'all think that?
Thank you, Jordan Love. Appreciate you.
Like I said to Hugh, and like I said to you, Eric, and I'm saying it to Coach at this moment. This has been, and I told everybody, this is going to be one of the most competitive NFL seasons in fucking history. Do you hear me?
And so far, you are very right, sir. Because betting the NFL is hard in any regular season, but right now you don't know what's going to happen.
Right. I mean, but look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Check this out. I'm a nerd on certain things. The Bengals came to Baltimore and spanked the Ravens' ass 35-17.
No, that's 41.
Right? 41-17.
Right. And I bet that.
Then you turn around the week after, and the Browns beat your ass 41-16.
And I bet that was. I called both of those, but never in my wildest dreams did I think we was gonna get 9-6 Buffalo and Jaguars. And
right.
That was such a defensive game. It was wonderful. It was so throwback, man. And they got exposed because if you look at it, Josh Allen does most of the running, and he's passing the ball. You got to get some type of running game over there. And the offensive line is not that great over there like people think. They're okay, but then they still got some plug-and-play pieces over there with some guys who's trying to still get it together. And, man, I don't know what the hell that game plan was, but that pass rush is dangerous. Man, it's funny because you know who was getting after Josh Allen the most? Josh Allen, the defensive player. So, yeah, it was a really good game. But if you told me the Buffalo was going to lose that game, I'd have laughed in your face.
I ain't even touched that game. I just assumed Buffalo was going to blow them out. I ain't even messed with that. I wish I would have bet that one. I would have made a fortune.
I hate to bring this up, A2. I know my man Coach V over there smiling. He got the Joker smile on his face, and I know he's shaking his head. But I still feel like the game and what they lost was because if you think that they, and I'm bringing this to you, H2, do you think that they rushed back? Because I think that they would have probably did a little better with Cooper Rush, man, because I feel like he did well the game that he did play. But I still felt like they rushed that back, and they should have gave him another week off because you could still tell that he wasn't ready to come back and play at the high magnitude that he's normally playing at.
I don't. My thing is, I don't even know what doctor in their own right mind. But I know because I know how the NFL works. But I'm saying if we was in a perfect fucking NFL world, what doctor would have okayed him to come the fuck back?
Who y'all talking about?
We talking about Dak Prescott. Did you see that game, Denver and Dallas? What did you think, Coach?
Oh my God. Here we go with this Dallas. Here we go.
Anyway, as I was saying before,
Dallas got exposed.
That's his SAT word for tonight because there's been a lot of exposing going on. I'm trying to
exposed.
But no,
I knew AC was gonna bring the old Dallas thing up.
I agree with you here. I think they brought him back way too fast. But
my whole thing is like one of the talking heads was saying earlier, why is Dak still in the game in the fourth quarter? Y'all down 30-0, and you know he's not 100%. Why did you not?
That doesn't make sense to me neither. That's some of that Mike McCarthy coaching, man. That's why Aaron wanted him out of there. Man.
Coaching and administration.
Yeah, that was a good decision. I didn't think it was a great decision. Hell, when he wasn't looking good when they were getting you at halftime, I'd probably been already making that adjustment and thinking, hey, man, we need to see what Cooper Rush can do, man. See if he can, get us back into the game. And sometimes that's all they don't got that much tape on Cooper Rush, man, to know what he got.
Right.
Dan, I'm going to say McCarthy is the coach of the Cowboys right now. If they, for some reason, don't make the playoffs, and if they do and only get past the first round, he fired.
Yeah, he yeah.
Oh, I think so too.
This is not the year for them to not get to the second or whatever round because his head will be on the chopping block.
Jerry thinks he got a championship team over there. Anything less than that, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about that Falcons game, man? The Falcons and the Saints, that was another goofy game, man.
I don't know what to make of that at this point.
That game was so goofy.
The Saints, they kind of in a weird place right now.
Yeah, they are.
On a good week, they beat teams like the Buccaneers. On a bad week, they about bad as the Lions. I don't know what to make of the Saints.
Yeah.
Do y'all think that curse was lifted too, that they can't come back and win the game? Because when I seen the score, I said, oh, Lord, it's 24-25. I said Atlanta might choke again. And then I just so happened to go in the break room. And, I was still checking. I ain't gave a damn. I was in there like every 15 minutes. And when I looked at the team that they won from that field goal, I said, man, I don't think the curse was lifted. That was one of those. What we have to give. It was a goofy week, and that's the reason why I think that happened, man. It was just a lot of goofy games all together, so that's what I blamed it on.
But no, you got to talk about the goofiest game of all last week. We got to go there.
You talking about the Titans and Rams?
No, I'm talking about the Packers.
There you go.
I'm talking about
the
damn Chiefs.
Yeah,
that was the worst game of the man. I couldn't even stomach that game, bro.
Bottom line is the reason why we even have to deal with the whole Aaron situation because if he don't play and you see what they got left to work with, that dude make Jared Goff look like a Hall of Famer.
That dude is not just the trash in the trash can. He the juice in the trash can.
I think they need to get Henley back. That was one of the worst played quarterback games I've seen in the NFL in years. He was awful.
He wasn't in sync with those guys in this show, man. It looked really bad because Kansas City didn't make it any better. They wasn't great, but at the same time, it was Jordan Love.
And they won that stupid game because Mahomes I'm not sure what he got going on right now. If Odell is thinking about going there, I really need them to sit down and have a talk before he sign that contract. Patrick, what you doing, bro? What's on your mind? You been getting high before the game? What's up? You got the social.
Remember when I was talking to you about a couple of years ago when he signed that big contract, though, E? I told you, I said, man, when them pieces start to leave, it's going to be because of that contract. And they ain't going to be able to replace those pieces with good pieces, man. When Rashad Breeland left, which is a pretty decent cornerback, they didn't really have nothing to fill that spot. They looked at it like the honey badger Teron Matthew would be a good fit and safety because he could cover all grounds on the field. That's not enough, man. Frank Clark, man, he been MIA as a pass rusher, man, and I just don't feel like they were doing what they could on defense. Yeah, I mean, Steve Spagnuolo's doing them good packages and stuff now that they run it, but it's still ain't enough because when you put Mahomes out there, man, he's trying to do too much now, man. He got all that money. He's doing all these no look and stupid sidearm passes and
with the other arm and all of that, yeah.
And I think Tyreek Hill, man, they just gonna double team him, man. And they look at it like you got to beat us down the field. I think Patrick Mahomes is so used to throwing downfield and explosive plays that when you take that out of his repertoire, man, and now that he's starting to get stuck, like he don't know what to do. He better start dinking and dunking and getting what the defense gives him because if he don't, man, they're definitely not going to make the playoffs.
He better hope that Travis Kelce's dad not good at making films so that he don't make a package showing how many times Travis Kelce was open.
He was so wide open several plays.
Because I promise you, they were showing that several times on the broadcast. Travis Kelce would just be sitting there like, bro, I'm here. Let me get this 15 right quick. But no, let's air it out.
Did y'all see the play when he got upset, Travis Kelce, and he was trying to tell him, you threw it through the wrong receiver, man. That wasn't what we were talking about in a huddle. And that's when I was like, man, Patrick got to kind of get that in sync, man. He got to get that team back, and he got to stop trying to put too much on his shoulders, stop looking for them home runs, and get what the defense did. And like you said, man, Kelsey's supposed to be the security blanket. It ain't like he breaking the blowing the top off.
Good call. Good call.
Hold on, y'all. We got some updates going on here. Let's get it in. Okay, the NBA in full effect tonight, y'all. We got the Celtics beating the Raptors by 9 right now in the 4. We got the Knicks and the Bucks going. Bucks up by 4. The Pistons are winning, baby. The Pistons.
Yes, they are.
3.
Yes, they are.
Right in the 3rd.
Yes, they are. They up by 2 right now.
We got the Bulls beat the Mavericks by 5. We got the Grizzlies beating the Hornets. The Thunder and the Pelicans. Pacers and the Nuggets. Remember, Nuggets without Jokic because of that suspension, which was bullshit, by the way.
Man.
Blazers playing the Suns. Yeah. They are 24-23. The Magic won tonight. Well, actually, the Nets got whooped by the Magic. I mean, the Nets whooped the Magic. Let me say that.
Okay, you were scaring me.
Yeah, and the Cavs. And then, of course, the Lakers.
I heard Kyrie coming back. I heard Kyrie is coming back.
That's interesting.
I heard Kyrie is coming back.
Definitely use him right now, man.
And then, of course, we got the Heat and the Lakers, the late night game tonight. That ought to be interesting.
Oh, wow.
Coach, I'm going to record that West Coast game and see what happens.
I'm flicking back and forth from the Piston game and the
figure that's what you
Dallas. Yeah, I'm flicking back and forth from the Piston game and the Broncos and Cowboys. And Cowboy fans just got mad when they blocked the punt and the Broncos recovered it and ran the ball. They thought it was their ball again. No, that's a free ball. That's a free ball. You know?
Thanks for the replay.
I'm going to say this. That's a free ball there.
Hey, son,
that's a free ball.
Try me.
But I'm going to say this, though. And y'all didn't mention this. The Tennessee Titans I don't know what's going on with them. They
them.
stepping their game up.
They got
You
to.
know
They
what?
exposed the LA Rams.
They got to.
They
But
exposed the LA Rams.
I can interject on this one. I definitely want to talk about that. I'm glad you brought that up, because you my hero right now.
They
You the real
exposed them.
Hold
because
on.
I feel like,
Defensively,
Hold on. Before we get
huh?
there, I got one more update. UM wins tonight, 88-76 over Buffalo. And
Go blue.
go blue, baby. All right,
Go
let's
blue.
go. You were saying, Hugh, my bad.
what I seen, and I know Coach B seen it because he a defensive minded coach. Their O line is not as good as people thought they were in Los Angeles, man. And when they
Exactly.
was on Stafford was shook. You know what Stafford reminded me of? He was in that aluminum blue again. He was a deer in headlights, and when he had to make quick decisions, he wasn't making those decisions, man. The boy, when he was about to get tackled into the end zone, just take the safety, man. You throw the ball dead into a guy face on the 5, like on the 2-yard line. You know, now that's
look at E. Look at E. He disagreeing with you.
No, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just thinking back to that play. I was like, at that moment, he didn't have that Rams jersey on. He had that Lion jersey on again.
Yep. He knew we was on that week, and he represented for us in that game.
Because
really,
Matthew always good for 1 or 2 of those games a year where he tried to do a little too much. And that's what happened.
Yeah, but really, Tennessee defense really exposed the offense. And
because that line's not good like everybody thinks they are.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, the running game from Tennessee, oh my God. The offensive line for Tennessee was shutting Donald down. They was doubling him up, you know what I'm saying, or they were singling him up or whatever. They running game was perfect.
I must admit, it was good to see AD playing again. It's unbelievable that dude almost 40 years old and still is a quality running back in the National Football League.
Yeah.
Still not an ounce of fat on AP.
What about that pick six play too, man? It was just, it's like when they get the pressure on Stafford, man, he tried to throw the ball. It's like he throw the ball to anybody, man. It seems like. And they got that game. It was just a good old fashioned whipping. And I thought, and I'm not trying to be funny, I said, damn, Derrick Henry.
Come on, Detroit, come on.
I definitely thought without Derrick Henry, they weren't going to do as well. But not only did they show they can play without Derrick Henry, the defense stepped up. And then, you know what, man, you got to get props to Ryan Tannehill, man. I don't think he get a lot of credit too. He didn't lose the game, but at the same time, he made the plays and we need to make them downfield, man. And they shredded that defense, man. It was just really amazing to see how good they played. And to be honest with you, man, besides that garbage touchdown that Stafford made, man, they just basically shut them out, man. How many? Like 3 field goals? And some people might look at that and be like, that was just a rocky week in the NFL. Man, I can't give it to them on that note, man, because of the fact that they didn't have Derrick Henry, one of their top offensive players. And speaking of that one, too, I wanted to get into another game that I want y'all to pick it with me on, because this one was an interesting game, too. The Cardinals and San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, yeah.
Why do
that was a damn good game.
Why do you think that game was interesting? I'm just curious.
It was just weird to me. Oh, what's up?
Kyle Murray didn't play that game, did he?
No, he did not. That's part of why
he didn't play that game. Oh, there it is there.
Or D-Hop didn't play.
Correct.
Right.
So don't you think with them two players actually playing, that would have been a way different game?
What happened to Fitzgerald, man? He retired?
He was looking for a team and nobody really picked him up.
What?
It was one of those situations. Yeah.
I should have picked him up. Okay.
Here we go.
That's what happened.
I'm going to be at the NFL draft this year.
They plugged and played a lot of players, man. And then to see Colt McCoy come out, man, and just be the legend he was, he brought it back to the college days, man. And like you said, man, that's just more or less, I say, I look at the San Francisco 49ers more or less, more than I'm looking at how good of the effort the Cardinals was, man, because it's just a lot of issues over there, man. And Jimmy G is not that guy. They could have got a second rounder for him, but then they thought he was worth a first rounder. You know he ain't no first rounder, man. So he stayed put, and then they went and drafted a quarterback, telling him he ain't the guy over there. And I don't know if y'all heard about this, but Joe Montana called them out, man, and said, you guys don't have the quarterback over there in San Francisco, and y'all definitely don't have the rookie quarterback who's going to be your successor neither. I think he called them out because he definitely felt like, y'all heard the rumors that Mac Jones was the guy that they wanted to choose at first, or they must have been playing and putting that in New England ear to put the New England of the reach and give them some draft picks to try to go up. But that being said, I just felt like with the San Francisco 49ers, that just shows more of them, man. And I just feel like Jimmy G just made Jimmy G bad decisions. And I still feel like if he's not doing well, they should have let Trey Lance play, which I don't feel like he's groomed enough yet to go in and do what he needs to do. So it's just a big mess over there, man. They got a hell of front, and the defense is okay, but they're lost on offense, man.
Yeah. But I still think that Lance, when he came out of college, I still think he was the number one, number two pick coming out of college. And to follow by Garofoli, whatever his name is, he's not a good teacher to teach Lance.
No,
he's not.
He a big machine.
I still do not understand why people do not realize that Trey Lance played in one college game that year before he was drafted. Just one game, and yet still ended up being that high a pick over people like Chicago Bears, Justin Fields, who definitely should have been picked that spot instead of him.
Oh, absolutely.
We see that for ourselves now.
I think that Justin Fields and Lance could have went 2 and 3, or maybe 1 and 2, because that guy Lawrence, he's not showing me nothing. He's not showing me nothing.
I don't think
even though they won that game against Buffalo
right now. I don't know what the hell the Guru's doing over there in Jacksonville, but he is not doing a good job of coaching that team. He needs to go back to college. He is not a pro coach. I think he wants to be fine once he get a pro coach in there. He got all the tools he needs.
I think after one more year in Jacksonville, he's gonna be gone.
I've said weeks ago, I still say it now. I say he's gone after this year. He is out of there. Yeah. They probably win 2 games, and then what's gonna happen is all the other teams in the college that are getting rid of their coaches, they gonna start opening up spots, and the name that's gonna jump out of everybody's mouth is that dude. And he gonna end up with them squads. So he might be the one end up taking over TCU or USC or some of these other programs that's about to open up.
He needs to stay in college, man.
Florida State.
I like the fact Tomlinson, the head coach of Pittsburgh, he shut all that down about that USC thing.
Again,
look, I'm not going to USC. I'm staying here in Pittsburgh.
We definitely
I like that.
To go. And they ain't asked him nothing about it since. And they should.
How do y'all feel about the game with the Chicago Bears? We're going to get into that. I'm glad y'all mentioned Tomlin because I wanted to mention the Chicago Bears.
Weird game. That, too, was a weird game.
They screwed the Chicago Bears out of that game, man. But that showed me a lot more about how good Justin Fields is going to be. versus the whole ending of that game, because the game was just so screw jobby, man. It was like bad call after bad call, man. And the Cassius Marsh call, do y'all really feel like that was necessary?
No. That doggone taunting call, they are emphasizing that this year. I hate how they doing it because it's coming in at wrong and opportune time. Let them damn play. Let them talk a little bit of mess. It's all good. I see people like, yeah, I caught it. Get up off me. You know, that's something different. And these came like, I caught these. Get these nuts. Man, that's part of the game. That's right.
Well, all right.
Okay. That one. I want to talk about some more stuff, man. I know you don't like to talk about it, man. Definitely reflecting on black players. But we have to talk about this right here because these issues are not necessary. It is helping cripple a team, man. First off, the whole incident with Henry Ruggs, man, having that fatal death in a car accident, man, and killing someone. Driving like at 150 miles, man, end up losing his job into something that silly. And he was twice over the alcohol level. It was already bad enough. Gruden did what he did and got dismissed.
He was three times alcohol help.
And then you turn around and now you lose this guy after
polka dots. Certain things is very black and white. For the crime he committed, I don't care what color you is. You would have got cut. You would no longer be an NFL player. You are going to jail. You should get the book thrown at you. I don't give a damn. Blue, black, polka dot, otherwise. What he did is all type of wrong. I have no sympathy for that brother whatsoever.
No, yeah. But I'm gonna say this though. It's like I don't understand, and it's not just with sports. Period. If you know you got a blood alcohol, if you've been drinking, why the hell you driving? Period.
First of all,
you see this every day. You see it every day. I don't understand.
To go 156 miles an hour in any vehicle unless your name is attached to NASCAR and you are on a NASCAR track. I hate that these cars even go that damn fast.
I mean, you see this every day. Like I stay over here in that 8 Mile, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
You see these charges and challenges. Soon as they see the red light, they go.
Yeah.
Boom. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. They don't care about who crossing the street or who on the side of them or none of that. They just blindsided and they racing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't understand this, man.
Let me say this. Let me say this about that person. To be a person that has lost somebody in an accident, but to be a grown man and we in society always walk around and say that bullshit, you know better, you do better, stop saying that. Because there's no way possible you're going to tell me that motherfucker didn't know better. But did he do better? Hell no. And then the thing to get me, and I used to be that person, you know, you get so drunk to the point you say, oh, I drive so much better when I'm drunk. Who the hell are you lying to?
Right. You lying to yourself.
Right.
You lying to
yourself. Even sober, you're not driving good if you're going 156 miles an hour. I promise you that.
Plain and simple. And depending on where you are, I know you're not in Baltimore City because you go 150 miles on any of these streets, you hit one pothole, you dead. Period.
Same here. Same here.
And they like every 7 inches apart from each other. So I'm like,
it's sad when you go on the freeways every day and it's like, oop, let me avoid that piece of metal that somebody obviously had an accident in yesterday.
Right.
Understand that Detroit, Michigan has more car accidents than any other major metropolitan city in America.
Detroit. There you go.
Wow.
That is why our insurance is the highest insurance in America.
Yep.
For that reason.
Yep.
Understand, that man was driving a 2021 vehicle. Okay.
Expensive car.
Very expensive car. Less than 10,000 miles on it. Driving at a rate of speed that was 3 times what it should have been.
Right.
There was no way to stop in time. When he hit that vehicle, the vehicle that he hit, which was an SUV, by the way, RAV4, was knocked across the length of 2 entire football fields.
Exactly.
Several times before it literally burst into flames. And the person could not get out of the car because they were trapped between the metal and the actual engine of the car itself.
Jesus.
Yep.
He hit the car that hard from the back.
Wow.
So basically what that means is even if they had the jaws of life to get out the person, if the car had not burst into flames, they would not have been able to get them out with the jaws of life. He had hit it that hard.
No.
No. If that person survived, they wouldn't be, walking, they'd be in a wheelchair or something.
So yeah, I understand, he has lost his livelihood and all that. Poor little him. The bottom line is, you made that bed, mother sucker, you lay in it.
You lay in it. You goddamn right.
And be happy that you walked away from that accident, you and your girlfriend. Because ideally, you probably shouldn't have made it either if you was going that darn fast.
To close the show, I want to talk about another unfortunate tragedy that happened between another Raider, because it seems like these are the knuckleheads of the NFL right now. The Raiders releasing Damon Arnett, man. Y'all hear about that, what he did on TMZ? He had a firearm and he was basically, making death threats to someone.
Yeah. Somebody was talking, yeah. Why would you put on Instagram?
The law just because you can play football, okay?
But it kills me that they have this law out called terrorist threat. Here you go, you put all these guns out and tell this person, I'm gonna kill you. That's a terrorist threat right there. They could bring charges up on you right now if they want to. Just by you laying guns, putting on social media, all these guns, talking about, yeah, you come here, I'm gonna put you to sleep. That's terrorist threat right there. You got a case right there.
But again, people, this comes from our professional athletes being coddled throughout their life, being allowed to get away with certain things along the way, so that by the time they become adults, they think they can just do whatever the hell they want. Because
it ain't just that. They think because they got all this money that they invincible.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You're not invincible. And I'm gonna bring up an incident what happened with my girl, her daughter. She was doing DoorDash or something.
Thanks, Shaka. Appreciate
you. And she was coming across 8 Mile, and this lady was speeding. She had a blood alcohol so high it was crazy. She literally fell asleep. So when the side that her side was red, she passed that. And my girl daughter side was green. Bam!
Wow.
Why? If you have a child in the car with you, we're not thinking.
Right, that's part of why I don't have no tolerance for people who are drunk drivers. I was hit by a drunk driver years ago. By rights, I should not be here. I remember telling you the story, H2. That car got hit so hard. When I seen that car days later after I got out the hospital, I broke down and cried. Because I knew that wasn't nothing but God that saw me through that. Because basically where the driver's side was on the passenger side. And I had got hit so hard, the engine in the car had got knocked down the street. There was no engine in the car. It literally looked like somebody had took that car and balled it up like a piece of paper in the front. I was not.
I have no. And then the sad thing about it is, statistics shows that most of these people who are drunk drivers and get in accidents, they have gotten in multiple accidents.
And that was the case with this person. And do you understand that person had no insurance, had not a valid license, was driving a van, and had 3 children under the age of 5 in the car at the time of the accident?
Well, I pray that the children were in car seats.
That's children through that too.
Understand this is about 15, 20 years ago. But yeah, it was a bad dude. So yeah, I don't have no sympathy for nobody that think they above the law on that level.
Exactly.
Person with money, none of that.
Whatever that guy Ruggs get, he deserves it. Whatever he get, he deserves it, man. Because
maximum,
number one,
40 years. I need him to get all 40 of those and do all 40 of those.
My thing is this here. I drink. And one thing I don't do is go outside and get in the car.
And this,
you know what I'm saying?
Uber, Lyft. Hell, you can call the police and be like, look, I had too much to drink. And they will come get you and take you on in some of these places.
Exactly.
It don't make sense to drink and drive. Part of why
you know what? Even besides that,
because I don't even want to risk that.
But you know what? Even besides that, and I've learned this, even though I'm 5 years alcohol free. But in my day, the best place to get drunk is home.
Thank you.
You ain't got to worry about nothing but wake up in the next morning and say, how in the hell I make it in the bedroom? Instead of jumping up out your bed and going outside and seeing if you was in a damn accident because you was just that drunk.
All right, Hugh. What else you got, man?
Oh man, that's all I have, man. That's actually the end of the show. We can wrap it up now.
I refuse to end the show on that note. Coach V, you got some good news for us, man?
Oh,
Lord.
Yes. Michigan will beat Penn State Saturday.
I agree.
You heard that from me.
You got a score? What's your score?
No, I ain't got a score. We just gonna win.
just gonna win. I'm gonna go 24-17 Michigan.
It's gonna be a tight game.
I'm gonna go 35-23 Michigan.
Oh wow.
It's gonna be a tight game.
I'm gonna go 3-3. 5 overtime.
Man,
I just hope our players that was injured in that Indiana game, and I was there at that Indiana game, and I saw Anthony and Henning and Crone lead the field. I was like, oh my God, no.
All I know is, I'm pretty sure you agree with this, Coach. As a Michigan fan, I really don't give a damn what happened until that game. And if we win that game, all is forgiven. Harbaugh gets 2 more years.
I agree. And I will be here to watch that game.
Y'all.
Hater.
I already called off to watch that game.
Go blue, yeah.
That's right. Go blue, baby.
Turf.
Don't let me have to say you some of them crying Jordans from the Cowboys. You behave.
Don't start.
Who Michigan State play this week? Do you know?
Let me check that out for you.
I bet you Derek know.
Damn, I don't even keep up with Michigan State.
It don't matter if they play the Terps. We suck.
Yeah. Surprisingly, I'm surprised that it ain't a higher score, man. They got Michigan State winning about 13.
He probably won't be
there. You trying to be funny?
Yeah, I'm surprised. It's not more than that.
Oh, you so funny. You should be a stand-up comedian. Ha, 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 ha.
Go
I
Turtles.
got 28.
Well, at least you got the women's basketball team.
Let's go, Detroit. Come on, Detroit.
They ranked in the top 10. They might do a little something and shit.
For now, if they can, if they can stay fresh.
They got one of the better recruit classes in the country. Not as good as my UConn Lady Huskies, mind you, but
Yeah.
they all right.
Yeah, them Lady Huskies, they all right. I mean, but their dynasty is gonna fall soon. I'm sorry to tell you.
I'm surprised.
Looking forward to
Good call. Good call.
All great things come to an end.
This is probably going to be one of the better teams they done had since that undefeated season years ago.
Oh wow!
They actually have a bench this year. You know, usually UConn about 5 or 6 deep. They actually
I got a bench too. Okay.
All right, you know what that means. Time to wrap it up, bro.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate y'all on the show. A2 Coach B.
Hey, Detroit up 103.96 right now.
Get this money.
Oh, no.
Detroit up 103.96 right now. With 4 minutes left.
I sure did bet on my Pistons tonight. Oh, yeah. Thank you,
Bro,
fam.
hold on.
Hey, y'all, thank y'all for letting me come on, man. I appreciate that, man.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
Hey, y'all, I got it 103.96. It's a wrap.
Yeah, it's with 3 minutes, 57, 56 seconds left.
Cash me out, baby.
Well, all right, man.
Detroit got something that's winning.
Oh, we got the ball back.
Woo!
Oh!
Oh, man.
But yeah, thanks Coach B and Brother Derek for joining us this evening. We appreciate y'all coming through, showing the love.
No doubt, no doubt. What's up, H2?
What's up,
H2?
I don't know what happened here on Bigo or in the book tonight, because ain't nobody else here but us. So
it froze. Well, y'all had a conversation for once. I can't believe I was in the room with 3 grown men and they had some stimulating conversation. I ain't fall the fuck to sleep. But anyway, thanks for having me. You know, praise the Lord.
There you go.
Okay, so
ball back 2-3. Set it up.
Before we head out, Hugh, let me let our guests let us know what they got going on. What you got going, D?
Well, guys, you know my girl, she's on vacation after her 1-year anniversary. So your boy D will be taking over doing some things there while she's getting herself ready to come back with a whole new atmosphere and all that. We're still on Mondays at 8:00. Your boy D is in and gonna bring in some guests and do some shit until Helena comes back. I mean, who knows? I think this time on her hiatus, I really think she's gonna get her boobs done. But don't tell her I said that anyway. Okay, but anyway, and catch your boy Derek on, whenever. I try to pre-record it, but sometimes things just come in my mind. I just need to run my damn mouth. So your boy Derek, he just pops up when the fuck he wants to.
Understood. And Coach B, what you got going, bro?
Oh man, I'm just working. I want to start me a show up, but right now my work is getting me involved. I hate to say I didn't get the job in Knoxville. They didn't get it. They want to stay in house, which is cool. I'm still at ATAP. I'm still at ATAP High School. I'm gonna help rebuild that team back up. We had 30 players and only 25 was academically not prepared to play football.
Oh,
so we're working on something with that, and I feel like I need to be here because these young men need to know that playing any type of sports is a privilege. You got to get your academics. That's number one. That's true. Number one. And that's one thing that I pride on when I played ball. I made sure my academics was tight. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we building on right now. And hopefully we'll have a successful season that we had better than we had this season. Shout out to ATAP. Coach Hanif, who brought me on. But other than that, man, I'm just chilling and working and trying to help build this, the high school back up. You know what I'm saying? Get them on the right track. That's it, man, and enjoy life. That's it.
All
And I
right.
want to say something to you, E. I'm pissed at you, man. I'm pissed at you, E. I
Ooh,
said
let
happy
it out.
birthday
Let
to
it
you.
out, honey. Let it out.
I said listen, when your birthday came about, I said happy birthday to my brother, and you didn't even acknowledge me, man. You acknowledged everybody else except for me. I was hurt.
That's so
I
not
was
true.
hurt.
That's so not true. First of
Oh
all,
yes, it is.
I need you
Oh
to
yes,
go
it is.
back in the archives of the show Get Off My Lawn when I did the birthday edition. I acknowledged everybody who wished me birthday wishes on the book that day. I also went back the next day and went live and did it as well.
Yeah. I'm throwing a violin out.
I had over 200 people wish me birthday wishes. I'm very thankful that people care about a brother like that, including
No
yourself.
doubt, bro. Much love to you, man.
I
Much
appreciate
love
it.
to you, man.
But it's a lot going
Big
on.
Hugh.
Things you don't
Big
even
Hugh,
know
as
about.
always, man. I love to see you, brother.
Right
I
on.
love
man,
to
love
always
you
see
too,
you, Big
man.
Hugh.
But yeah,
H2,
Same to you, man.
much
Appreciate you.
love to you, H2.
we will talk, Coach. But okay, what you got, Hugh? I know what you got.
I already know what time it is. Go to that blog, man. Pure to the game, man. I keep that blog updated all day, every day, man. Nothing but sports 24/7, man. So yeah, definitely get up on there, man. Put some comments in. Let me know what you like and what you want more of, man. And I definitely do that. But I definitely try to bring the
Got
fresh
a
news
tight
on
game
the
down here in Houston.
day.
106, 103.
Wait a
Oh
minute. It may
no,
not be a
man.
win.
Detroit.
Man.
It may not be a win.
Tight game right now with 2 minutes left.
2 minutes. Oh, but that ain't. You can't say they're gonna win, though, child. A lot can happen in 2 minutes. Trust me,
Hey,
I
you
know
right about
a lot can happen in 2 minutes. Okay. Oh,
Yeah, they up by 2 with a minute 50 left. Okay, well, they trying to mess up my money.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We up 4.
going on here at
We
Night
up
Hawk
4.
Network. We are definitely going to be doing some
Oh, can I say one thing? Can I say one thing? I ain't get a chance to say this to Big Meats. Sorry for your loss, man. My prayers is out to you and your family, man. Much love to you, brother. And my prayers is with y'all, man. With you and your family, man. Sorry for your loss.
and we all will
100.
have that sentiment, I'm sure. Yes, Big Meat has lost his mother. She has transitioned on. We definitely want to give our prayers to him and his family during their time of need. And hope
No doubt.
it's been a rough year in the Nighthawk Network. That's just one of many losses that we have suffered. So prayers to him and all of us who have gone through our share. The last word on you, Hugh. What you got, man?
Oh man, I appreciate everybody being on the show, man. I'll see y'all next week.
All right, y'all. We'll be back next Wednesday with more sports talk and the like. Thank you for being a part of the show. Thanks to our guests.
No doubt.
And that being said,
Go blue.
Go blue always.
go green.
Go blue, baby. Go blue.
Go green. Go state. Yeah.
Roll Tide. We out. GameTime Audible is a Nighthawk Network presentation.